Did you hear the story? Okay. It was in the year of the 1960s. All right. In this story, there was this woman. This woman, you know, she started with the simple life. She grew up on a farm and she saw this guy. This guy grew up in the same place that she grew up in. However, this guy looked like a guy who had already seen the world. Like he went out and he saw the world and came back. And when you grow up on a very small place with a small amount of people, and someone leaves and come back, they seem like they're more cultured than you. So when the person went to her to try to speak to her, she was so excited. She was so excited. So she tried to give this guy a chance. However, there were red flags. There were red flags with this guy because this guy, he did not, what is it? He did not like and appreciate her the way how she wanted to be appreciated. Because even though she grew up in a small town, she saw herself as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur. She wanted to go and see the world. However, like I said, she grew up in a small town. And in the small town, there were some issues in this small town. Um, there was issues in the family. She had many sisters and brothers, more like 14 of them. So in this small town, her mom was a mom that worked very hard on the farm and did some farming, sold some goods in the what you call it, in the area. I don't want to call it a store because it's not really a store when you sell out in, in the marketplace. Let me just say the marketplace. Um, but her dad was a dad that was very strict, very stern, and very controlling. And her dad was the type of dad that did not appreciate women at all. He did not see the value in women. He did not appreciate women. He didn't even appreciate his wife. Because when his wife would make food for all her kids and him, he would get upset if the kids ate before him. And he would kick his wife with boots and stomp on his wife with boots. So this woman, that is the type of life she grew up in, and she did not want that type of life for herself. So she decided to give this guy a chance. Even though he grew up in the same town, he went out in the world and came back and everything. So it looked like a way for her to get out, even though she saw the red flags. So she had kids with him. She had kids with him, but her new husband, which was the guy she married, even though she saw the red flags, and how many of us see red flags and we ignore it? And she married this guy, and the guy did not appreciate her because she had kids already. Now, she did not have these kids the way how a lot of people would think that she had these kids. Remember, I said about her dad being a very stern man and did not value and appreciate women? Have anyone remember the movie The Color Purple? And in The Color Purple, Nettie had to leave Celie with her husband because her husband, he tried it. He tried it with Nettie, and Nettie was not having that. Well, sometimes the child is not able to get away, especially if it's the person you're supposed to trust, the person that's supposed to take care of you, the person that's supposed to protect you. Who do you run to when that person is the person that you have to run away from, but you don't have money, you don't have resources, and you don't have help? So this woman decided that she was going to marry to try to get out of the situation. And she was also going to take jobs when she got older in a different area to get away from the situation. But that's the thing about generational curses. You cannot run away from them. You cannot run away from them. No matter where this woman went, she would have problems upon problems upon problems everywhere she went. She ended up having 5 kids. And when she got to that sixth kid, her husband, the cultured guy who left the area, or someone will say left the village, and went abroad and came back, and she married him, and she saw the red flags, but she decided to marry him anyway. When she got to that sixth child, he did not want any more kids. So he was determined to make her feel the worst that she can possibly feel. Degrade her, berate her, break her down psychologically, which was the same thing that happened to her mom, even though she tried to run. That's what I said. Generational curses, they run with you. So she was determined to have this child. This child grew up in a culture and in a house with a father that also did not love her. And guess what? Guess what? The generational curse tried to continue to her sixth child also. Because with the sixth child, her father, biological father, the same way how it was when the first generation before, decided that it was the father's duty to expose her to womanhood. And we will leave it there